It's fun.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? You're tuned in to the Buckye Cast, coming at you loud and proud, bringing strong opinions and salty humor to Ohio State football. These fellas were born and bred in the Buckeye State, and their brand of banter is guaranteed to entertain and excite you. But if you're not a Buckeye, don't bother. Visit us at thebuckeyecast.com and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Buckeye Cast to stay up to date on all things Ohio State football. And be sure to subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Now here's your host, Joe Warwick.
Here we go, Buckeye Nation. Another week. We are winding down the end of the season. Got my guys. Got Jeff back in the house. Coming from Orlando. Jeff Warwick, everybody. What's up, Jeff?
Not much, brother. How's it going? What's up, Buckeye
good.
Nation?
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Sean?
And we got my guy, Sean Henry, up in Detroit. He is coming.
Hey,
all right. We got to jump right into this. Jeff is on a limited schedule, and I want to crunch a bunch of shit into this thing. This is going to be super dense and hopefully fast. All right. Let's hit the recap. Go. I'm going. Nebraska. Quick takes. Ready, go. Jeff.
Choo-choo. Fucking watch out for the train. Get off the tracks, Cornhuskers. Fuck. Fucking steamrolled. Great to see. I thought we might cover, but I did not expect a spread like 59 points. Great to see the offense get back on track.
Yeah, Herb didn't either, right? Henry, what'd you take away?
Man, we needed it. It's exactly what we needed. The way we've been playing, I thought it would have been closer, but to be considered one of the top programs in the country, we needed that win. We needed that kind of win. I don't know if it needed to be that good, but a well-oiled offense, solid defense. We needed that win. Loved it. Buckeyes are back 100%. We can win this whole fucking thing with this team.
Nice. I like that positivity. Not normal coming from up there, but I'll take it. I think Nebraska. Nebraska walked into a freaking buzzsaw Saturday. That stadium was rocking before the game, and D. Webb's early pick six really kept it rocking in my opinion. I mean, you know how a crowd can get out of it real quick is if the visitors come in, march down the field, maybe kick a field goal or even get a touchdown. That takes the crowd out real quick, you know. But a pick six takes it the other direction and keeps the crowd in it long and strong, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how if you're a recruit at that game, you're not committing.
Right. I agree 100%.
No, that's a perfect lead-in for me, Sean. I was going to say it was a great night because we had a ton of recruits at the game. Most notably Bubba Bolden from out there at Bishop Gorman, the free safety that we're trying to get along with Tyjon and Tate and those guys.
He had the entourage with him.
Yeah. And we did not secure the commit though. His mom
out there with his boys, but Breezy's mama don't want nothing to do with it because she's still got money coming in from USC. Is that what I heard?
Something like that.
The Reggie Bush plan. Oh, I see.
If between the lines, they're holding off on announcing.
Like I got a couple more months to get fucking wined and dined.
Yeah.
Right, and if you've checked out her Twitter timeline,
hey, I ain't mad at you, Breezy.
Yeah, you'd get it. You take a look at Breezy Bolden's Twitter account. It's interesting.
Nice.
One of those.
But anyways, but a ton of other recruits were there. It doesn't always work out for a lot of these schools getting a big recruiting weekend and then they shit the bed. Oklahoma, but we rolled up a nice 62-3. So I had a bunch of recruits talking. I'm glad they got to see the shoe live as fuck on a Saturday night. fireworks, the whole deal. It couldn't go any better for us on that weekend, and really classy of us too to with the Nebraska quarterback. I thought we killed the fucking guy, but that was really cool of the crowd and he even tweeted out thanks to the Ohio State fans for being classy and cool. So that all carries weight too with recruits.
Let me jump on that point real quick. How's that guy not still in concussion protocol, and he's just rolling into the stadium on out of a cab, running on
jogging.
the field, in scrubs and shit. Like he looked like
I'll
he got
tell
out
you
of a cab. It's like, you not in some?
Because he got buttoned. It's just like hitting the jaw on the right spot. He got it on the button, got knocked out. It wasn't that big a deal. It's probably not even concussed. After he woke up from that, he's like, "Fuck, man, you kidding me?"
Yeah, he's probably perfectly fine.
I think he's fine.
But it was weird because they take all the precautions, and when the dude's laying there knocked out cold, and then he wasn't moving right away, they got to go through the protocol, being extra special.
Yeah,
careful.
no, Buckeye Nation I thought was cool. I'm glad to see that he is okay. And
well, unfortunately,
I never thought much of Tommy Armstrong, but he looks like a pretty solid fucking kid, and I take back everything bad I said about him, except he's a turnover machine.
All the confusion with him and Tommy Frazier, I agree. I feel bad about that now. But thanks for the early pick six.
He ain't no Tommy Frazier.
No, he's not.
I forget which asshole I heard say something about Nebraska losing their quarterback in the second quarter really put the team. I was like, man, he was 4 of 15 with a pick, and it was 24-3.
Yeah,
he wasn't playing defense the rest of that fucking game.
Yeah,
he wasn't stopping us from 62. They might have gotten the end zone if he stuck around, maybe.
Right.
But 62-10, we might have walked away with.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up with all that.
He would have gotten pulled in the second half, that's for sure.
Yeah, on account of mercy.
For his own health.
Right. But Hooker was vicious on that hit, boy. Whew. I thought he blew his knee out. When he laid there for a second, I thought, oh shit, he fucking tore his knee apart.
It wasn't that bad, though. He just landed on his fucking head.
He didn't brace himself. He got buttoned. He got like these fighters. Right. He got buttoned. He fell exactly the wrong way. Got knocked out for a second.
Yeah. He had the ball in his right hand. He couldn't brace himself unless he put the ball up by his head, But yeah, it was a terrible situation. I felt bad for the guy. It definitely didn't help their cause early on.
But I'm with you. I was a little surprised that they let his ass come running back on that field. Like, man, what if something bad?
Yeah.
But it's gotta be that. It's gotta be nothing.
Yeah. So
and he came back too, like a minute after we scored, and I think it was to make it 55. And he came back and looked at the scoreboard, and he's like, "Man, I should have stayed in the fucking hospital."
Right. It was like 21 when I left.
Right.
So, highlight obviously of the game, in my opinion, was the D with the 2 pick sixes.
Nice.
Highlighted by D Webb. Got the Raekwon tip on the first drive.
Great play by Raekwon.
Great, and you see the training. This is practice showing up in a game where these guys get to the sideline and everybody else clears the way. This is beautiful to watch. It's not just old school defense where you get the pick and you go down and just give yourself up, or you go up the middle and get railroaded by a fucking guard.
Can I just say though that is Malik Hooker? Is he the defensive player of the year in the NCAA?
He's up there.
He's a first round draft pick at this point by some experts.
I mean, is he eligible?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, redshirt sophomore.
Yeah.
We could have We could have him for 2 more years, but
we could lose. We could lose 3/4 of the secondary.
Yeah,
they're behind the pink fucking unicorns. It ain't happening.
I hope. But yeah, and then the other pick six, obviously Hooker being the ball hawk that he is, and just being the baller that he is, being able to follow his blockers like a running back. You see him cut off guys.
He looks just like Ed Reed, dude.
Yeah,
just like Ed Reed.
He looked
it's a fucking mirror image.
It looked like they set up a return for him on a fucking punt. You know,
yeah,
he was going through tunnels. It was amazing.
You know, they're knowing that now if he gets the ball, fuck it, we gotta put a plan together.
Turn and hit somebody.
He's gonna house this bitch.
Yeah.
Well, someone made a good comment that he was such a good basketball player and showed some of those highlights that he looked like a guard going through there. Is that?
Yeah, that's very accurate.
Crossing fools over, breaking ankles.
Yeah, seriously.
He would dribble the football if it were easy.
Right.
But this was that was my highlight from the game. Obviously, the offense got rolling. They dominated in all phases. Huge time of possession advantage. Almost 600 yards of total offense. 11 of 15 on third downs. We also
that was really nice to see, the third down conversion.
That tells you have a good team when you're converting those third downs. That's where we struggled the last few weeks, is not converting a high percentage of third downs, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
it's because you're in third and long. It's hard to convert in third and long.
Right. Yeah. When you're getting stopped for a 1 or 2 yard gainer on the first down, and then you throw an incomplete pass. Yeah. I agree. And the D only allowed 200 yards. So a nice statistical game. Looks good on the scoreboard.
Looks good to everyone. You know, them having that number 10 ranking probably wasn't warranted, but
right.
it adds to the resume. It'd be another top 10 team.
Yeah.
They weren't nearly one of the 10 best teams in the country with or without their quarterback. But it is what it is, man.
I agree. You can't just look at the Ohio State schedule and say we haven't played anybody. You know, these guys are ranked. Another ranked team. And even though they might have been a bit of a paper tiger, they were ranked. Somebody had to rank them.
The committee's been giving the Big Ten a lot of love with Penn State's ranking and stuff now. So, and 4 teams we've had 4 teams in the AP top 10. Shit, probably for the last month.
Yeah.
So and beating all of them or having a chance to beat them all. With Michigan coming up too, that's it's simple. We went out. We're going to make the playoff, which is pretty much where everybody's at right now. The top 5 teams. Any of them went out, they're staying in the playoffs. So,
yeah. And that loss to Penn State, I think, is going to look good at the end of the year too, because they could finish more than likely will finish 10-2. You know, and that's
I would think so.
Yeah, I don't see that as being a blemish on our record, honestly.
Who's their other loss to besides Michigan?
It's tough. Or no, they lost to Pitt early in the year.
That's right.
Penn State's a huge game, and it was like overtime, like 42-39, something fucking stupid.
Yeah, first couple weeks of the season. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So their only loss
it's a rivalry
in conference is Michigan.
Exactly.
Now what's up with the 3-way tie possibility? Are we gonna get monkey fucked on that?
No, that's the only way we get in.
Yeah, we need Michigan to win out. If Michigan takes a loss, then we're in trouble because of the Penn State game.
Yeah. Okay. We tie. But hey, one thing I wanted to touch on that D that you love so much. Again, so last week it was like 44 pass attempts with 1 sack. This week, 33 attempts, no sacks. I guess it was, Tommy Armstrong's good at running, but that other guy, Riker Fry, whatever his name is, he was
third right.
He's a telephone pole, man, and we couldn't sack him either. I don't know.
That is surprising. Looking at the game, we thoroughly dominated the whole game, but yet we couldn't sack the quarterback. But watching the game, like I didn't once notice, hey, we haven't sacked this fucking guy yet. Just because there were so many 3 and outs and just But we thoroughly dominated them, though, on defense. We just didn't, and they kept trying to throw that deep ball, too, where we should have been getting some pressure. And I noticed we had gotten pressure a lot of times, but, no sacks. I don't know. Yeah, I can't. You can't. I'm not gonna nitpick no sacks when you hold a team to 200 yards and 3 points.
It's becoming a trend, and I just like to see that. I like to see that go up to 3 or 4 a game. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, that's a good game, 3 or 4. I'll take that. Sure.
Yeah.
I think the defense kind of sat back in coverage and just covered their guys, and they gave the front 4 time to get some pressure, even though they didn't get sacks. That guy was rushed a lot.
Yes.
So I'll take that. I mean, they felt like they didn't need to pressure him probably, and Nebraska's O-line isn't terrible. They carried that fucking Armstrong guy for how many years? So, on the Buckeyes side of things, offensively, I would like to say that I was happy with Weber's effort. He gave a strong effort, dinged up his shoulder a little bit there, but he's supposed to be okay. I think it'd be smart to rest him this week and save him for the stretch.
Well, you know what? Remember last week, or might have been the week before, Joe, you were saying, look, I'm noticing Mike Weber step out of bounds and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So it's been going on for a few weeks. Yeah. Look, I'm with you. Mike Weber's a little bit dinged up. There's no reason that we shouldn't, I don't want to see him get more than 10 carries this week, really.
Yeah. Herb said today, actually, in his press conference that he's been dealing with a shoulder issue for 3 to 4 weeks now. It just now came to light this week because obviously he had the pads off in the second half of the game. So, not surprising. It's late in the season. This is his first year of full-time effort, so I'm not surprised that he's a little dinged. I would rather get his shoulder healthy and even sit him out this week entirely.
I would have nothing wrong. I mean, I thought he was just out. I saw him get a little dinged up, and I thought that just didn't be in precaution. Hold him out the second half. We didn't need him. Right. Sit him the whole week. Yeah. Fucking Maryland. I mean,
he doesn't need practice reps.
Run some more Dontre. He's not really involved in the passing game too much.
McCall,
and you don't want to just McCall. Yeah, I'm saying give McCall and Antonio Williams.
I say you get McCall in there because next year you're going to lose Samuel probably, so it's just going to be Mike Weber, who I love, but Mike's a little more one-dimensional, and I think DeMario, McCall, whatever the fuck, gives you a lot more versatility at that spot and can play some H-back, I believe.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
good. I mean, look, every time I know he gets in late, but when he gets in, he looks good.
He had 73 yards. He almost had more yardage than Weber.
And I think he's going to be our new punt returner as well.
I don't know.
That's
think
what
Samuel
Joe was telling me earlier.
I think Samuel's going to be the guy first. McCall.
I heard Paris Campbell, no?
I like Paris, but Herb says that Samuel gives them the best option, and McCall has some ball security issues.
Well, of course, Samuel gives the best option. Samuel will give you the best option if he was playing safety too. But,
yeah. I'll take Samuel. I'll take Samuel as an option in pretty much anywhere on the field, right, including if it includes touching the ball.
Yeah. Don't mean I got to get blown up on a fucking punt.
Right. That's my thought. I mean, that's why I thought when you saw DeMario out there in the second half returning punts, I said, well, that makes sense. Get him some experience returning because he's electric. Dontre just. It won't be Dontre. I think
I was joking with Joe. I was joking with Joe. I'm like, why don't you just let JT Barrett fucking start fielding them? I mean, what the fuck?
I put Hooker back there.
Right. I mean, I would put Lattimore back there first. Honestly, that dude is a freak, and I think he's got all the talent in the world. I listened to another Buckeye podcast today talking about Lattimore's offensive skills and his return skills, and
right,
he wasn't a 5-star for nothing. He wasn't a 5-star for playing defense either.
No, he was a dynamic offensive player at Glenville, and that's why there was a lot of talk about which side of the ball he was going to play at Ohio State.
He was signed as an athlete.
Right. I would be all for trying him. Hooker, you don't want to risk an injury, I guess. I mean, you hate to see Lattimore go down with an injury either, but Lattimore, I think, would be suited for punt returning. Or McCall. Paris Campbell, I guess, sure. But I don't think we should. In my opinion, I wouldn't risk Samuel back there returning kicks or punts.
Samuel or McCall.
As much as you need him to do in the offense, receiving and running both, I wouldn't put him in the return game at all.
I got 2 points for you. Number one, when's the last time we had a punt returner get injured on a punt return? I can't remember it.
Oh.
So the actual returner is not a dangerous place unless you get cheap shot, obviously, and a personal foul on some moron.
Get blown up.
But if you're,
Samuel's the aggressive type of guy where he might catch a ball that he maybe shouldn't have and get blown up sometimes.
I get it. It's about experience. I get that. My other point was with Lattimore. I think he actually is the best option in my opinion, and he actually admitted to it on Monday that
where the fuck's all this Lattimore love?
What?
Where's all this Lattimore love?
I got love for him. Last week he was taking reps at punt returner before the Nebraska game. So he admitted to that in interviews on Wednesday last week. So it's obvious they're looking at other options before the Dontre Muff that happened over the weekend. So interesting that they're trying all angles, and I'm very curious to see what happens this weekend.
I was bummed. Yeah. Dontre was playing well. He caught some good passes.
Oh yeah, he had that
downs.
Huge third down catch. That was great.
And muffed that punt like fuck it.
Yeah. But he's been dealing with these foot injuries that has not healed up. It's still lingering.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what they keep saying.
He's also been lingering with drop fucking punts for a while. He's still dealing with.
Yeah.
No penicillin on it.
No, fumbleitis is very contagious. You don't want to pass that on to your teammates either. So we'll see what happens this week. I would love to see KJ Hill back there. I think he's a good option.
He's starting to get back in the fold. Yeah, he had a lot of playing time. He's on the field a lot. Yeah. Against Nebraska. Yeah. He's fat. He looks fast as shit. I don't know what 40 times our ranking on the team or with regards to him, but he looks really fast.
He played early and late, right? I mean, he was in there running some with the team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But some guys, even though you might have breakneck speed, the punt return you gotta have it's like a knack or like a mind state to be able to do that. Not all fast people can be punt returners.
You talking about the transition from catch to seeing what's coming at you quickly? Is that what you're getting to?
Yeah, and reacting like that, and it's not just you just gotta have a knack for it.
Yeah. Did you ever return punts?
So some people just don't have it. Oh yeah, I returned punts until third game my senior year when a dude from Toledo Scott fucking drilled me while I called a fair catch, and he blew me the fuck up. And Lemmerman said, "No more." I said, "Wasn't my fault, coach." And he said, "I don't give a shit."
Wow.
So that was
Why'd
the
you
end
get
of my
pulled?
punt returns.
For who?
For who? For this little Wayne LeGrant, little 120-pound kid.
Well, I get that.
But I called a fair catch, looking up in the sky, and this dude just ran me over, and I just woke up like looking at the sky, like, what the fuck just happened? Man, that was the last time I returned a punt my senior year.
Or maybe Lemmerman was looking out for you to play defense.
He didn't
want his best corner getting knocked out of the fucking game.
Well, I think that was Gilbert's. I think that was head coach's choice as well.
Oh.
But I would have liked to have returned more punts. I have in my short career 7 punt return touchdowns, going back to 8th grade to senior year.
Well, let's talk high school. How many did you have in high school?
1 varsity.
8th grade doesn't count.
I know, but I was a demon on 8th grade.
I'm sure.
Punt returns. No, one varsity punt return. For
well, this is fucking digress.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was trying to dig into some kind of intellect into punt returning.
Yeah, but some people that are fast, they don't have. It's you gotta not be afraid to catch the ball. One.
Especially them fucking 8th graders.
Well, I'm not talking about just 8th graders.
That includes 7th graders, Sean.
But you gotta once you catch that ball too, it's not just speed. Of course, you gotta be able to make people miss because you're never gonna have everyone blocked.
You're starting from zero.
It's like a dodgeball game. You gotta make a guy miss, and then you gotta see where you
gotta dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, I get it. You got to quickly assess the situation after you make the catch, and then get
find
up
the
field.
seam.
Yeah, get up
because
field
there's usually
quickly.
only one. Yeah,
and you're usually not getting more than 10, 15 yards at best. Got it.
Right.
I say you put EGW flies down there on punt coverage, and you give him a chance to return some of these. That little kid flies around. Give him a shot.
Where are they gonna play Glover Williams? Is he gonna play offense or defense?
It's got to be defense, man.
I don't think he's ever going to play.
Oh, man.
Oh, I think he's gonna, because think about this: 2 years in a row, we might lose 3 of our 4 starting DBs.
No, we could lose them all this year.
Well, yeah,
that's
right.
realistic.
Well, Webb could leave. Webb won't leave, but he could.
No, he'd be the one that stays.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We'll lose the other 3.
Just on that. I think he stayed. I don't know though.
No, he's not good enough, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Webb will stay, but I'm thinking the other 3 very likely could all leave for the NFL, just like we did a year ago, and we have to overhaul the defensive backfield again.
That's a nightmare scenario. Yeah, I love EGW. The kid is a fucking missile on special teams, like we talked about last week. Dude, I love him. And Jordan Fuller showed out last week, too. He had 4 tackles on special teams.
Kid big fucking hit at the goal line, too.
Yeah.
Huge hit at the goal line.
Loving this guy. So, those two guys.
I think we might be looking at Glover Williams, Webb,
Fuller will be playing for sure, I think, later. But I don't think with his size, maybe you could get him in there in some special dime stuff or something, but
well, Glover Williams, he might be that nickel like Denzel Ward is this year, but Denzel Ward will probably start at one corner, and if that Sean Wade comes in, we might have a true freshman starting the other corner. That dude's dynamic.
I agree 100%, especially because of size. Denzel Ward being only 5'9", 5'10", Arnett is close to 6 foot, but he's still not that good, and he's not that big. I do like Sean Wade coming in and possibly starting as a freshman. We really got off the topic here, but EGW needs to be on the field, in my opinion, especially on defense. The kid can do everything. I know it, but I love his tenacity. The kid is a fucking
I would like
baller.
to see him with the ball in his hand, just because he plays so passionate. Like you said, passionate. He
was a lot like Lattimore in high school, offense and defense. Yep. Wasn't sure which way he could. He could. I think he could ball out at either side.
I was
of the
also
ball.
saying, I'll bet you we've got 20 guys on that roster that returned punts for their high school.
Oh yeah.
It's like nobody can catch fucking football.
Yeah, it's just a matter of them doing it in a game, really. And I think we could easily find 6 guys to do the job. It's just who does it best. That's the big question mark. So we need to get off this punt return conversation and back into polishing off this game. I wanted to touch on Samuel, obviously the playmaker. This guy needs to take over that moniker, in my opinion, from Michael Irvin. He is the Buckeye playmaker. Even though he only got 13 touches, 5 rushes and 8 catches, he had the 2 TDs. Huge 75-yard catch and run to start the second half that kind of polished things off.
It still had to wait on the ball. Still had to come back for the ball.
Yeah, not a great throw, by the way.
Again,
not a great throw.
Led him into the defender, not away. It goes back to my JT arm issues, but I can go on for an hour and a half about that. Obviously, and one thing I need to point out about Samuel, I want to give this guy some love real quick, if he hasn't gotten enough yet. Only player in college football right now with 500 and 500. 500 receiving, 500 rushing. That's huge. The guy does it all. And we're not even talking any other contributions that he gives to the team. You can't put blocking on a fucking stat sheet.
But it's not just 500. He's got like 676 receiving. And
right, I'm talking over 500 each.
Right.
Nobody has that.
What's his touchdown total in the season, Joe? Off the top of your head, do you know? I don't have it in front of me.
Double digits easily.
Got to be getting close to 10.
Got to be a dozen.
He's got 5 receiving. I was just looking at that. I don't know how many he's got rushing.
I would have thought he would have had more receiving than he did rushing.
Yeah, I agree with
that. I remember back, I don't know, probably one of our first podcasts, Joe. I talked about Percy Harvin's stats, their best year at Florida.
Yeah.
He finished with about 800 yards receiving, 16 touchdowns, and another 700 yards rushing. Mm-hmm. And that was when Percy Harvin was the man. When everybody talked about we haven't seen a guy like this in college football in how long?
Yeah, Samuel's almost there already.
Samuel's, he's going to come close to. He has 16 touchdowns though, and I don't know if Samuel will reach 16, but
he's got 5 and 5. He's evenly split.
There was no doubt. There was no doubt in my mind that he was going to be able to put up those type of numbers and have that type of impact. And it's showing it now.
I'm sorry. He's almost to 600. He's at 599 rushing with 5 TDs, 676 receiving, and 5 TDs.
He's the best offensive player in college football.
And he actually should be challenging JT for the Heisman Trophy, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I think that Heisman Trophy has already been decided.
Oh, no, it's been bought and paid for, and that's fine. Lamar Jackson's done a very good job.
It's not a very good job. That dude is putting up video game numbers, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's playing the best talent. He's not putting up huge numbers against tough teams like Clemson and Florida State.
I thought he put up like 40-something points on Clemson. Didn't they almost beat Clemson?
Yes, they almost beat Clemson. He had 5 touchdowns against Florida State.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think it's out of, unless he completely falls off in these last couple games, and one of his games is Kentucky. So I don't think.
I know he's really good. If he played Ohio State or Alabama, they'd get destroyed. In my mind.
Ohio State or Alabama would?
No, they'd kill Louisville.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he would probably still do well, but he'd
do about as well as Nebraska.
Ooh.
Kick in the face.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
He's,
flaming bullet points all over my screen.
Right. His speed is a problem. Now, their overall offensive system, that can be dealt with. His speed is a problem for anyone, even Alabama's great defense. And
I would love to see
Alabama's defense isn't as fast as our defense. Alabama's defense I don't think Alabama's D is as fast as us.
Well, I think I don't. I think they're just more. I think they're just more stout up front. I
agree. They're bigger, like they always are. A little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. They're tough to run on, but
you can pass on them. And
I think so.
We'll get to see Lamar Jackson, and he'll play in a bowl game against a top tier team. I mean, they're going to stick around. They're probably going to finish with 1 loss. Who knows about the playoffs? Depends on what Clemson does or whatever. But we'll get to see Lamar Jackson play New Year's. One of the New Year's 6 games.
Before we get too sideways, we're going to touch on the college football playoff top 5 at the end of this show. But I want to stay on point here.
Okay.
We finished off Samuel. That was a big deal. I do want to say, going forward with Curtis Samuel, we definitely need to get him more than 13 touches against Michigan. All right, I know I'm jumping ahead 2 weeks, but these are things that I'm looking for. I think we need to double his touches.
Well, I see that in the stat line too, but then you look at the score and it's like, you know what? Good. I'm glad they're not. Yeah, could they have gotten him 5-6 more touches and had him
in a
crazy
fourth quarter?
numbers?
I get it. Yeah.
But don't do that. Don't risk getting him hurt.
Right.
He is too valuable because you might need him for 20 in Michigan, like you said.
I agree. I'm projecting forward. So, getting back to receivers, this has been a point of contention all year and kind of a tense point, in my opinion. But we did have 10 guys with catches. Good to spread the ball around.
And you know what? You know what else we did, Joe?
Go ahead.
When Noah Brown was in man-to-man coverage, we threw him the ball and it worked again.
Well, he only had 2 catches.
I've been saying it every week. But yeah, one of them was for a touchdown.
I get it. But for 14
I don't know
yards,
why we don't. I mean, I don't know why we don't single him out on an island with someone and feed him the ball because it works.
I've been beating my head against the fucking wall all year. You guys have to be sick of hearing it by now. But when Noah Brown has man coverage, he is open. You just got to put the ball up. Let him go get it. You know,
we did it.
I've been saying it all season, and it still seems to escape the offense.
I'm with you 100% because I see it, and I said during the game, I said every time he's man-to-man, give him the ball because
I'm going to bury this point until the day I die, I swear to God, or until he leaves college. I don't know. Whichever comes first.
I think he's going to be out in a couple of months. So,
fuck, the kid is supremely talented. He's got
I feel like
all the
you talked
tools.
about a lot of kids we might lose, man. We just lost a lot of kids. We're gonna lose a.
Yeah,
I think we are. I think we're gonna. It's not going to be the huge exodus of last year, but
no.
I think we very likely. I mean, think about it: lose Noah Brown and Samuel, and then Hooker, Raekwon,
Lattimore.
Who knows about Hubbard?
Lattimore, Conley.
Yeah, Lattimore, Conley. Other linebackers will be there. Tyquan's the senior. Elfline and Price are both gone, so we're gonna have to rebuild. You know,
Price has another year left if he wants to come back.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I would be shocked if he stayed. I think he's gonna go. It depends on his grade. It depends on what kind of grade they give him. He hasn't had the year that he had last year, so maybe his NFL grade might. He might get that grade, come back, says, you're a third, fourth rounder, and then he might come back. But I think we're gonna.
Yeah, when we go on to crush Michigan, steamroll Clemson, and hammer Alabama, everyone's draft status is going fucking out.
Oh shit, dude! Yeah, I would hope. I would think that the whole team tries to enter the draft after that. Jesus H. Christ.
That's pretty much how I would see it playing out too. Us being 2 or 3, Clemson being 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. Play that game and play the Bama because whoever's number 4, Bama's gonna. If Washington ends up, Bama's gonna roll them.
I see us being number 4 right now and playing Bama like we did in 2014.
That's fine with me too.
It goes 1-4, 2-3.
Yeah, right.
No,
it does, but I okay. Do you want to save this for the end, or
yeah? Let's hang on to that. Yeah, partition that back in your brains. So just to polish off this game, O-line played much better. JT was virtually spot free. He didn't complete everything that he should have. I think he was off the mark a few times. But D-line dominated, and obviously going back to JT real quick, not a lot of carries for him, so kind of saving him physically.
That was good to see. We didn't just run quarterback keeper consistently because we didn't need it to keep our offense afloat. Yeah. We were making plays in other places. Yeah,
I was very happy.
Which is what was missing
with that, and then penalties are steadily improving. We're winding those down, just 4 for 35 yards, and one was a like an unsportsmanlike or something after the pick six by Hooker. So, whatever. That was late. We touched on Dontre muffing the punt. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes moving forward, whether it's Samuel or KJ Hill back there. Ben Victor got in the game. Should have had that touchdown.
Yeah. And I can see why they didn't rule it a touchdown.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, and I think if it would have been ruled a 6 on the field, they wouldn't have overturned it. It was one of those plays, that whatever the call on the field was going to be was what was going to stay. But
yeah, he should have had it the first time, though. The second clutch is what screwed him.
Yep.
So. Well, it looked to me, too, like the DB had his face mask because he had his head turned away from the ball for a split second. I think the DB came across his chin strap area and turned his head, but that kid, he'll continue to see the field as well. Yeah.
That's the type of ball that Noah Brown should be getting, too. That high point, over the DB. DB has no shot at the ball. Only the receiver can catch it or it's out of bounds, right?
Right, and Noah Brown probably is coming down with that ball because he hasn't dropped one of those yet. And he's
what did he do? Four times against Nebraska or against Oklahoma?
Exactly.
Yeah, and one of them was probably the catch of the year.
And that was a terrible pass. He made it to catch of the year. That was a terrible ball.
Right.
It should have been over the DB's head, not at his spine.
I think Noah Brown would love to have a pass like the one that Victor had a chance at.
So, again, it goes back to JT, obviously, but hopefully they're working on that crap in practice. I want to get your guys' quick takes on Dante Booker. Obviously, he's been out since week 1. He got the sprained MCL, PCL. It looks like they're really, really pushing to redshirt him this year. I think the only way he gets into a game and burns that red shirt is if there's an injury to Baker or one of the linebackers. What do you guys think? You think we should hold out and redshirt him if possible, or maybe use him and plug him in to spell the other linebackers?
I personally, why not redshirt him at this point? Barring any injuries, obviously. I think you're quick to burn the red shirt if there's an injury situation, but Worley and Baker they're playing great football.
Yeah, they are.
So I don't see why you why you try to put him in for 10, 15 plays a game these next game or two and then try to get him ready for a playoff game or a bowl game, and then that's it. Why not make sure the kid's 100% healthy, get another year out of him,
and get him another year. It's also for him too. He could do a lot more in a full year than just playing 2 or 3 games out of 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
And he's a junior right now, correct?
Yeah.
And he hasn't had the career at Ohio State that I'm sure he was hoping to have coming out of high school. He could definitely benefit from having 2 more years in the program. And really, he could. I mean, he could be.
Does he ever make it back on the field? Jerome Baker will play next year. You've got Hilliard, who will be healthy again. If Hilliard, watch out for him.
We don't know what to get from Hilliard. I'm not sure that's an option.
I would think
Worley. He has 1 more year of eligibility. Or is he?
Yeah, he's a junior.
He's a junior. I think you redshirt him and get 2 more years out of him.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Maybe that might be a situation where since you don't need him and it's kind of a luxury to play with. I think I don't even know if this ever happens, but you get the kid's opinion.
Yeah, well, he said that he's all in to do whatever the team needs him to do. So he's on board with taking a red shirt if he has to, from everything that's been reported, not from Herb, but from actual reporters. So they say he's all in to what they need him to do. So if it's better for the program that he takes a red shirt this year and has the 2 more, then he'll do it. I mean, we really don't know what to expect at middle linebacker next year, So maybe he slides over into that position. With his experience, it could be useful.
I don't know who.
I think you got that Borland or that Connor kid that, to me, are going to be
Connor, yeah.
Yeah,
but neither one of them.
Spring game.
They look great in the spring game, but neither one of them have seen the field.
Exactly.
Well, Borland's a true freshman. Are they both true freshmen?
Connor's
a second-year guy.
Connor came in with Hilliard. They came in the same class.
Yeah.
So he's a sophomore.
And he hasn't seen the field yet. So,
Yeah.
I look at Booker's size. I mean, I know he's got the. And if they think he's got the size to play middle, I mean, that's you got to sit down with. I mean, that's the coaching staff and the player personnel and Coach Mick.
But that's something you can do in the off season, If you know Raekwon's gone after this year, you can prep Booker for from January to the fall to play the middle.
And I think to me I see it, looking at it in that scenario, you redshirt him, you get him with Coach Mick over the winter. You're going to be you're going to replace Raekwon at middle linebacker. I don't know how obvious it is, or if there's been talks or whatever. I'm sure Urban has a pretty good idea that Raekwon's going to be leaving.
Yeah,
nobody's came out and said it either way or any way, but
he's back-to-back seasons of being a Buckeye semifinalist right now,
and he's a projected first-round pick by all the scouts right now. So I would just I'm sure they're expecting him to be leaving,
unless Sean Henry's one of those scouts.
Yeah, well, he's come on as the last 3 games. I've been off him. Raekwon's been balling out, but the start of the season, I thought it was a little more hype than what he was producing.
Yeah.
But he's showing out now, and if he keeps playing like this, he'll certainly be a first rounder, and there's no way he'll come back.
Yeah, right. I expected him to leave after this year, going into the season, and I really haven't seen anything that would change that. So I think that would be a viable option. Worley and Baker are both coming back. Worley won't be leaving early. I don't see that.
No.
Hilliard.
Then Hilliard in the mix
know
with
what
Connor.
to expect from him.
Well, we don't know what to expect, but he's going to get all the chances.
Hilliard was a 5-star, wasn't he? Top-rated kid in Ohio.
Yeah, but he never got his goddamn stripe off, dude. He's been there 2 years.
That's mind-boggling to me.
I don't believe that.
It's from injury. It's strictly from injury. He blew out the one bicep his freshman year. Then he blew out the other one this year.
So he didn't officially get it taken off, but he is not at practice at the beginning of the season with a stripe on his helmet.
I don't know.
No way.
I don't know how that shit works.
I don't think it works like that.
I'm not sure either. But I think it in this scenario that we're talking about, it makes sense to maybe redshirt Booker now, and you can always burn it. I mean, you can have him dressed and ready for the games. I mean, if shit goes down and somebody gets injured, burn it if it's a playoff game or if it's even the Michigan game. I mean, if we need him, use it. It's just a nice luxury to have. Let's plan on redshirting him, and if emergency, break glass in case of emergency, unleash Booker.
I thought he played early in the season. No,
first game, and you can redshirt. Even a couple games into the season.
Yeah, you can play. It's like a few quarters you can play in a year. It goes by quarters.
Okay.
So yeah,
he might be. He's got the speed to play our outside linebacker position. I think if he has the awareness and the toughness to play middle, I think it would be. He's a hell of an athlete to be playing middle linebacker.
Yeah, and you need to check out the depth chart one time if you want to dig deep. Go to the roster even more to look at some of the freaks we got coming up with Malik Harrison, the freshman. We also got what's his name? Not Borland. Keandre Jones from Maryland.
Yeah, the kid from Maryland. Yeah, kid out of Maryland.
Those two studs are freaks, and they were 4- and 5-star guys that could definitely influence the lineup next year. So,
yeah, Fada and Berger will both be gone.
Right.
But they've been playing backup roles now. Solid. I like to see the old timers get in there and
the white guys. By old timers, you mean white guys?
Yeah,
the gym rats.
Right.
All the seniors on the team are white. Nobody else on the team is white.
Right. Because all the juniors and below go to the pros.
Yeah.
Right. So, we have what you're saying. We have able backups at this point.
One of those guys is a really good leader, I think, and just the guy to have in the locker room.
Yeah, Fada's big, the special teams captain and shit. And
don't underestimate a good burger.
Yeah.
Any kid that can walk on at Ohio State and then get a fucking scholarship, he's got to be looked up to, or at least provide something else just outside of his play. But like I said, but they make plays when they're on the field.
Yeah,
sure.
They're always around the ball. I say you save Booker, and like I said, break glass in an emergency.
Yeah.
Why not?
I agree.
Those are the guys that are like the Buckeyes for me that could stay in the program, become an assistant coach in a couple years to the linebackers or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like those type of guys.
Yeah. So just to polish off the corn popping we did on Saturday, I wanted to point out that the red-headed kangaroo had the week off entirely. Apparently he flew in like 6 of his boys from Australia, and he had none action.
I heard that.
So hopefully they had a good time watching American football.
I'm sure they had a good time after the game as well.
The Maltese drink like fish.
Oh, they're assholes. Australians are such dicks. God. Talk about obnoxious assholes, man. They're worse than people from the South. Anyway. Very happy with that W. I hope this springboards the offense into the stretch run here.
That's exactly what we needed at the exact right time.
Yeah, let's hope everything's coming together and it wasn't a product of the opponent, and our issues are kind of masked by that. But I think we're getting healthy mentally and physically, and let's plow right into this Maryland game and go make some crab cakes and football. So Maryland.
Your microaggressions.
I'm sorry?
What? Nothing.
Microaggressions? Sounds like a Fox News term.
Going to my safe space.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Sean.
Let's go.
Crab
Maryland.
cakes and football. Yeah, that's what Maryland does.
You're damn right they do. They do it worse than fucking anybody.
I say we keep it. Let's keep it basic this week. Keep JT out of the fray.
Yeah.
Let's play real vanilla. We don't want to show anything for Michigan. Michigan's already played Maryland. They beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
We just need to play. Just work on tightening up shit like penalties, that kind of stuff. I don't care if we only beat them by 20, or I don't. We don't need to go crazy and try to show off anything. I don't think we need to have a big victory to help ourselves in the polls. It all gonna matter. It's all gonna matter what we do against Michigan and then the Big Ten title game. If we win out, we're gonna be in the playoff. Whether we beat Maryland by fucking 12 or by 60.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we stay healthy and get ready for the big game against Scum.
Yeah.
And we don't need to go crazy against Maryland.
29.
Maryland.
This is a 3:30 game at Maryland on ESPN. Like I said.
Oh, I thought it was home. Shit.
No. We got to go out east. Weather's supposed to be okay though. So these clowns are coming off a 5-4 record, 2-4 in the Big Ten. I wanted to let you guys know that they started off hot this season against some lower tier high school teams. Perhaps you've heard of these. Let me know. Howard FIU, UCF,
Hey,
and Purdue.
watch your mouth.
Yeah, sorry. Like I said, high school level talent they rolled up on pretty easily to get healthy and then get brought back to reality in the Big Ten. Last 2 weeks, they've given up a total of 1,300 yards. Pretty solid.
Solid.
As a keeper. Things they may want to address on defense, I don't know. Like running and passing.
I know DJ Durkin is a former Herb assistant, and I don't think Herb doesn't lose to his assistants.
Never.
He usually makes a point when he plays against them.
But he typically doesn't smash them like 59-3. No,
but usually the team plays very well. He doesn't run the score up on them.
Right.
Of course, this guy also played for or coached under Harbaugh, and Harbaugh has no problem running the score up on him.
I don't think you can lump him in with Harbaugh in that realm of assholishness.
No.
But their offense is putting up almost 30 points a game, except for the last 2 weeks. Like I said, these stats are padded from their early high school opponents. QB's pretty efficient, doesn't make too many mistakes, and they got 2 strong running backs with this Johnson and Harrison clown. We'll see. Defense obviously has major issues. I'm not sure if they're missing guys or if they're just terrible.
Maybe they're playing with 10.
Oh, that could be it. That's terrible coaching.
If it's 20, if the spread's 29, we should definitely cover, and it shouldn't be that big of a struggle.
Yeah. Over/under's 57.5. So as usual,
I'd take the over then.
Yeah, they're not expecting much from the opponents. I think this is another game where we continue to get healthy offensively, kind of flex our muscles,
Sit Weber if we have to.
Yeah, that's fine.
If he's only not going through 100% of practice, sit him. We got other kids that can run the ball.
Exactly. They will not burn Antonio Williams' red shirt though. Herb.
He is going to redshirt.
Said it in code. In code, the other day he said he's dealing with a shoulder issue, but to me, this being week 10, he's not going to play him. McCall and Weber would have to get both knocked out for the rest of the year for him to burn that red shirt.
Well, then you're going to have to run Dontre a little bit more.
Yeah, get some use out of Dontre. He can run the ball.
Yeah. If he's not returning punts, he definitely can take a few more licks.
So but I'm sure that won't happen. I mean, when have we seen Dontre in single back all season? I don't think we have at all. Maybe a couple plays. But run him. We don't need Samuel 15 touches maybe this game.
You get him 5 or 5
give
to 7.
Samuel a ton of touches early, and then you just hope that the game he blows it out so quick that he only gets 13 to 15 touches.
Yeah, it doesn't break my heart if you don't run in between the tackles either. Get him on some tosses, some shit outside on the edges like you ran last week. That would be my ideal.
But we're gonna need Weber pounding people, pounding against Michigan. I mean,
sure.
Their front seven is tough. They have a tough run defense. I mean,
their entire defense is good. I mean, we don't need to jump into that in detail right now, but their entire defense is best in the nation, I believe.
You're gonna need Weber.
Yeah. Throwing the ball, running the ball, everything is going to be difficult about them. I don't expect us to walk up and down the field on them at all. So.
True. We got to keep Weber healthy this week.
I was telling the guy at poker night just Tuesday that we were going to walk up and down the fucking field on Michigan.
Okay. I hope so. That sounds good to me.
You're going to get rolled one of these fucking poker games like Rounders, bro.
Caught a fucking hanger, Sarge.
Yeah, got a hanger, Sarge. Fucking worm over there getting shit kicked out of him.
Well, we thrown out predictions on this game yet? Or what do you got?
Yeah, you want to throw it down, or you want to how about you give me your microscope? Offense, defense.
My microscope on offense is the man we were just speaking of, Demario McCall. I'm with y'all. I don't know if you sit Weber 100%, but I wouldn't want to see him get more than 10 carries. And I think Demario McCall is more than capable of getting, 15 carries.
I agree.
Mix in Samuel with 8 and Dontre with 4. I think that's how that should play out. So I think Demario McCall's got the skill set. I think you could see another star in the making here if he gets a lot of early downs with the first.
I like that.
So he's my guy on offense. On D, really, it's what I got to earlier, and it's not on 1. And I know they've been playing solid, but I need the sacks to go up, and it's just like we were talking about in a few weeks. Yeah, is it that important against these guys? No, but it's a trend. And we're gonna need, if we're gonna play against the big guys later in the year, like the Speets and the guy from Bama, those teams are beatable if you can get to the quarterback. And if we're trending away from getting to the quarterback, that concerns me. So I hear you. I want to see some sacks.
I like that. I agree 100% with that. It's always nice to see some numbers from the D. Jeff, who you got your microscope on?
I want to see Noah Brown. I want Noah Brown to be a target, make an effort to get him the ball. Unless you're trying to just hide something or you're not show anything for Michigan, But I want to see our formations move to single him. Don't motion 3 guys into the fucking. Don't put him out there with trips. Get him singled out where it's him and one-on-one on an island. Yeah. And feed him the ball because it works. It's been proven.
I agree. KJ Hill was the only true wide receiver with more than 2 catches last week, by the way.
Yeah, see, give him a 10 target game. See what he does.
I like that.
He's
got to be in there. That's the thing. They got to keep him in there.
Yes. I notice when he's not on the field.
Yeah.
Because I always ask why. In pass rush, I'm with you, Sean. I want to see Jalen Holmes. The kid makes plays whenever he's on the field. Keep him on the field. Not take anything away from Tyquan or Hubbard because they both play solid defense. Yeah. You fault them, but I think we can get into more. Holmes can play the middle, in the interior of that line, and he's fucking disruptive as shit.
Is it just me, or has Bosa kind of disappeared the last couple of weeks?
I saw him get a couple pressures last week, but I didn't see him on the field a lot.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of our Hamilton, Dermont Jones, Michael Hill last week. I mean, we played our 3-4 D tackles a lot. There weren't as many of those, that Rushman package wasn't in as often.
Yeah.
And I think he is still number 4 on that DN slot. Because Jalen Holmes makes plays every time he's on the fucking field. So my spotlight's on the D line again too. I'm with Sean. I want to see a lot more pressure in the backfield, a lot more havoc back there, some sacks.
Maybe they're not running the more exotic stuff they got, and they're saving it for some games down the street. But I don't know. I would think against some of these teams and their O lines, just a straight up pass rush, just the 4-man. You ought to be getting home. You ought to be getting home every now and then.
Sure.
Right.
I agree, especially with the quality DNs we have. So, I agree with you guys. My focus is going to be on the third wide receiver spot, not the X or the Z, if you want to call it the Y or the slot, whatever you want to call it. The depth chart calls it KJ Hill, Corey Smith, and Johnny Dixon. KJ getting the bulk of the looks there. This is where my focus is because I want to see some consistency out of that spot, and I think KJ is the guy to provide that. Corey Smith still has that broken wrist that he's dealing with, and I know he's not wearing a cast anymore, and I just don't think he's a solid option there. I think KJ's the guy. And then on defense, which I'm going to kind of call punt returner, is Samuel or KJ. Whoever's returning punts, that's going to be my focus. I want to see if we get some production, consistency. I want a catch and 10-plus yards on a return,
Yeah, a couple of them. I mean, we don't get much at all. I mean, Jalen Marshall last year had some huge returns for us to bail us out sometimes when we were struggling, but we haven't gotten that, even that 20 or 25-yard return to get us, flip field position and stuff. We need to see that. You're right.
I worry if you put Samuel back there, and it's probably 95% chance nothing ever happens to him. But if he does get hurt, then it will come back to saying that was a dumb coaching move to have your most valuable player.
Yeah.
Out there return the punt. We've got enough guys. Find someone else. It doesn't need to be Samuel. He does enough.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get into our predictions. Henry, who you got?
I'm going for the Buckeyes to cover this week. You'll be happy, Joe. Throw your money down.
All right. I need to make some back.
10. I think we cover the over, and they squeak into 10 late. It's going to be a blowout.
Okay. Jeff, what do you got?
You should let me go in front of Sean. I'm picking the exact same thing. We cover, take the over. They put up some points, but I don't see anything in doubt in this game.
Okay.
I think we do just enough. Don't want to show our hand at all for the next week, but I think we win going away.
Okay. Cover
for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to follow the trend there, boys. I'm going to go 49-10. I'd be shocked if they get to 10, honestly. I think it'd be another field goal kind of week, even though it's in their house. I think we easily cover that shit and the over. Just a kind of a warm-up game, really. So
definitely.
I want to quickly get into the college football rankings. We don't need to go too in depth, but we do need to talk about. I think you could argue that some of these teams don't deserve their ranking because of strength of schedule, which the committee has always pronounced as their focus. So this week we have, as of Tuesday night, Bama number 1, Clemson number 2, Michigan 3, Washington 4, Buckeyes coming in at 5. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Vegas favors the Buckeyes right now versus Washington and Louisville, which is behind us, on a neutral field. So 5 beats 4 easily on a neutral field. And my research says that there's a 96% probability that at least one of the top 4 will lose before the playoffs. So that's
happens every year.
Regular season or a conference championship.
Yeah.
I think we need to displace Washington with their strength of schedule. It's horrific. And Michigan, you could argue that they don't belong there either.
Nah, you can't really argue Michigan. I know you want to hate on them, but the reality of it is this, and it's simple, and it's going to be Ohio State wins out. We beat Michigan, undefeated Michigan. We will leapfrog Washington at that point. They'll stay 4. We'll move to 3, and just have to take care of Wisconsin again, which on that fast turf in Indy will be no fucking problem, just like last time.
Okay, I want to take issue with that. Michigan's played one ranked team this year.
Colorado.
Maybe you didn't see the drubbing that
Wisconsin.
They gave Penn State and Colorado. That's 3 top 12 teams that they beat. That's
currently ranked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, currently ranked in the top 12. Colorado's 12 in the college football playoff. Penn State's 10.
I'm going by polls. Sorry.
Yeah, that was when they played them. Those teams are good now. I mean, those teams were good then. They just didn't know about them. Michigan deserves to be where they're at, and that's fine with me. But they got to beat us to get there. So, good luck with that.
That's fine. I don't put a lot of faith in that schedule, honestly. I'm still going to shoot holes in that thing. I don't care how you paint it. Beating up on Hawaii, UCF, and Colorado, they knocked out their quarterback in the second quarter. That was a ball game up until that point. Beating Penn State, okay, but that was at home. Wisconsin was an actual true ball game, but again, that was at home.
It was ugly as fuck.
And putting up 70 on Rutgers and then barely beating Michigan State. I mean, they were ahead most of the game, I understand that, and Michigan State made a late comeback, but that's more of a rivalry game. And 59.
You can only play the people put in front of you, and Michigan's blown out every fucking team.
Right. I get that. I don't think they've been challenged. I think they need a challenge.
You realize I saw something today. They have played one game out of the state of Michigan this year, and that was Rutgers.
Right.
One of the worst teams they played all year.
It's ridiculous. They're going to hate Columbus.
Right. Well, they got to go into the friendly confines of Kinnick Stadium this week, so that should wake them up.
We have to be rooting for them. If they lose, we're screwed.
Oh no, I agree. I want to see
unless Penn State loses again, right?
Yeah.
Penn State ain't losing again.
No, probably not. So I think
there's always some.
I just say the lack of challenge by any team that Michigan's face is going to hurt them, and it's going to hurt them badly in Columbus when they have not been challenged all season.
That's why the D-line needs to start stepping it up. Got to get in that kid's head.
Yeah. They have this TV show every week with this fucking poll, and it's cool. I guess it's just entertainment, but none of it really fucking matters at all.
Right. Because
we play Michigan, so one of us, we're at 5, they're at 3. We went out, we're going to be in, because it's going to be beating Wisconsin again plus beating Michigan. None of it really matters. Washington's got USC this week, and then they got Washington State at the end of the year, which is going to turn into a hell of a game. And then they have the Pac-12 title game. So, in Alabama's going to play, they got to play Auburn, and then they got to play the SEC title game, but they're going to be favored by 40. So everybody's going to in Clemson. Clemson can lose to North Carolina or Virginia Tech in the ACC title game.
Yeah, they could.
But if all we got to do is once we lost to Penn State, nothing really changed for us. If we went out, we're still going to be fine.
Sure.
Now, unless something crazy happens where Michigan gets upset and Penn State wins out and then they win the tiebreaker, then that would be the biggest farce ever.
Then we'd start needing Clemson and Washington to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Washington's going to lose. Like Joe said, 96% chance that somebody in the top 4 is going to lose. That happens every year. Yep. Shit's going to hit the fan. It just happens.
I'm 50% right 90% of the time too.
Right. So I'm not concerned where we are. I don't care if we were ranked 12th right now. If we went out, we're going to be in.
Agree 100%. I said it right after the Penn State. That game. Unless we get screwed with a Michigan loss, that game was a blessing in disguise for this team. They didn't play great against Northwestern, but they're peaking at the right time, man. We're at the home stretch here.
Yeah, and I don't know. The Penn State loss is looking really good now because the committee's rewarding Penn State as a good team. So that loss,
and they probably went out. They got a weak schedule going forward.
And we were up 21-7 in second half. Yeah. So we're not going to get hammered by that one loss. when it comes to the end of the season, if we're sitting there Big Ten champions, they're not going to say they did have that one loss. We're going to win. If we win out, we're in.
I do
They're
need
not
to
gonna,
say
they won't
that,
keep Iowa State out, regardless of what happens with the other three.
We do need to keep in mind, I don't think that Penn State going undefeated, not losing any more games is not a shoe-in. They got Indiana at Indiana Saturday, and Indiana is not a pushover. They've beaten some good teams.
But did they just lose to some mediocre team? They're just, I feel like they're just a little browbeaten. Season got long on them.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that Indiana gave us a challenge, and they can play. They got a real defense. All right.
Yeah. I'm not really concerned. I don't see Michigan losing until they play us. And so I just think we beat them, and then we got to beat Wisconsin in the rematch. It's always tough beating a team twice in a year, but you wouldn't think that we would struggle as much against Wisconsin as we did in Madison.
Exactly. Fast
neutral field's a different point,
and they're getting destroyed with injuries, man.
Yeah, their defense
and
is in trouble.
And it'll be 80% Buckeyes that game. It'll be like home field advantage for.
Yeah. Got got a breaking news bulletin right now. I'm seeing on Twitter right this second that Mike Weber says he's in a lot of pain with the sprained shoulder, and I really think we need to rest him up and maybe not even dress him. That's his words. In a lot of pain. So
if they got the kids saying that, you sit him.
Yeah.
We're not going to need him against Maryland. Yeah. Sit him.
Feed McCall, and let's get the fuck out.
McCall, Samuel, Dontre, between the three of them, 25 carries, 30 carries between the three.
Yeah. Get Burrow in there. Let Burrow carry it 7 times, throw 15 times.
And what other running back do we have on the roster that we would put in there? Since if we're not going to use,
we've got to have some like junior, senior walk on. There's always 1 or 2 of those guys.
There's nobody, man. Without burning Antonio Williams' red shirt.
Nobody.
You want to go with a Jordan Leisure? It sounds like a suit. Yeah.
It lays nice on me.
Alex Backenstow? Sounds like a chair.
I don't give a fuck, man. Give him the ball. It's Maryland.
Kayvon Hughley?
I know. Get up by 5 scores and give him the ball. The senior
Kayvon Hughley sounds like he's fast.
His mom's in the crowd. Jeez.
Right. So, that's what we're dealing with, boys. So, anyway, I think we'll be fine. Let's just all stay healthy. Let's cross our fingers and our toes, say our prayers, and eat our vitamins. And hopefully we come out of this game healthy, and we get everybody back at least in 2 weeks, if not next week.
Yeah, we still gotta make a statement to Sparty. The following week too.
In their house.
We owe them motherfuckers one.
Yeah.
It's even though it's D'Antonio and he's going to have his team up. They're way down this year, but he'll have them up for us. And
they're hot. They will be up. They will play their hearts out. They will play their hardest, and they will get stomped. They have no depth.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Yeah.
And we got a real big D tackle, Jay Tufeli.
Yeah.
I think. He's visiting for the Michigan game. He announced on Twitter.
Nice.
Big 5-star D tackle, one of the top in the nation.
Love me some D tackle.
Yeah, and we got that Haskell Garrett. He seems pretty signed and sealed and delivered out of Bishop Gorman.
Yeah.
So restocking because we might be facing another big exodus to the NFL this year. So, but our recruiting classes, we're gonna stay 1. We might drop to 2 late. But we got kids coming in down the pipeline.
Sounds good.
So, but
I like that.
Big recruiting weekend, Michigan weekend, of course.
That's going to be a monster.
Keep it going.
I like it.
Oh God, that game is going to be bananas.
Oh yeah.
But we gotta make some statements here this Saturday and next Saturday, and then get ready.
Yep. Let's focus on the task at hand and go smash some crab cakes up here in the Maryland.
I think Herb's got his kids dialed in too. After that Penn State loss, he's got them dialed in now. I think so.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Buckeye Nation.
Shell shock the week after, but
let's shut this shit down. We've wrapped this shit up with a bow. Let's go up to the DMV and show them what time it is. Who do I got? I got Jeff over in Orlando. Thank you for joining us tonight. Much appreciate you. Henry.
Yes, sir.
Built in Ohio, but living in Detroit.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Buckeye Nation, you know what to do. Get out there. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Visit the website. Find us on Stitcher. Subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, all the good shit. Visit us. Give us comments, feedback, all that stuff. Excellent show, boys. We'll see you
next time. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
That's right. We're coming for you.
Hello.
Later, bro.
Boom.
Yeah.
Later. It's fun time.